So I woke up, I hopped on TikTok real quick while I'm getting some things organized, and I found this video that is a ticket, it's not missing, it's just a perfect puzzle piece to go into my DNA hoax next video. I've been sitting on this episode for months, this Patreon episode. Dear Journal, the first video that comes up on my TikTok is Zach Bush talking about water. The way I want to open up this new episode talking about the way that they have described DNA to us. This was in my banned account. I realized these videos are not here. All the DNA that we've ever seen has been CGI. And our enemy focuses on DNA a lot. They want us thinking a particular way and in a particular direction, and it's for a reason. Because they don't want you to know, in my opinion, right, that I give tons of examples on in my Patreon. The whole Patreon's about it. The whole Patreon is about what is the biggest threat to their poison. What is the actual poison? They've been having us staring in a certain direction. But the DNA Hoax Series Part 1 makes it clear, and especially if you go into Part 2, what it is actually all about. And it's whoever watches it and listens. I'm like, how do I put this into words? You're going to be able to see, hopefully, you're going to be able to be like, whoa, oh my gosh, no wonder. That makes sense. This makes sense now. Oh, this makes sense now. I'm all about solution. The reason why this matters is because it helps toward the solution, and they don't want you to know. Obviously, they don't want you to know. If you know our enemy, it's never been about solution. So, to keep you away from solution, you have to start looking at another solution, and especially if it's very, very similar. There's this certain art, black blank, of language, of the way that you tell something. If you do this slight variation and you get someone focused on that, they're gonna miss all the truth that's literally like right there. It's like when the cereal blank is like the next door neighbor, or the guy that always, the person or the woman or man that always came over, and they were the ones that ended up being on the news. They want us to think of DNA in a certain way, and it's for a reason. I found the perfect thing to go with what I want to put at the beginning. For months, I've wanted to put at the beginning of this next episode, and I'm going to have a clip from Zach Bush proving what's on episode 1, but not just from him. There's going to be a clip from Dr. Lee Merritt. There's going to be an example from somewhere else. There's going to be examples from somewhere else. We are going to deconstruct what they've constructed in our faces and put it back together the right way. We've already been doing that, but this episode has to be in the mixture. Then when you take the Patreon as a whole, all the proof is there. I can't do this episode within the next 3 days because I've got this huge order that I'm working on, and a huge email I've got to do right after that, and someone I need to visit in the hospital, and a gig on Saturday, tomorrow. But boy, because I can't do it yet, I had to make this video and talk about it. The fact that I accidentally stumbled across this, it's getting emailed to myself, and this email, I got all my episodes listed out thanks to I'll skip that. But wow, dear Journal, remember this day, because that episode would not even be allowed to be public anywhere. If the episode I'm making was to be put on YouTube, I feel that there's a 99% chance it would be taken down. And I don't make money on YouTube. I'm not a YouTube. I didn't make that my living. You know, you gotta that's not what I do here. I'm a Patreon host. But for an example, if that was to go on YouTube, I do not believe it would stay there. So I woke up
first started like truly obeying him was a spirit of religion. And the religious spirit is one of
This video is really good, but this is not what this video is about. Something really crazy happened to me and I was going to keep it to myself, and I'm not going to keep it to myself. I had said on here that I was going to put a long intro into my Instagram of one of my newest Patreon episodes. The craziest thing happened though. It took me hours. It took me over an hour, and there's no way to remember because there's always so many little things that go into my days. But it feels like it took a few hours. It took so long for me to make room on my phone because after I had recorded this intro, I wanted to put some specific text to screen that was crucial for the video. The crazy thing is that not only, besides the fact that it took me so long to finally be able to do it, because I had this intro in my gallery that I screen recorded from the episode that is 25 minutes long. It's one of my shortest episodes and one of my most subpar ones, actually. But that's still saying a lot. It's just not, you know, I have a lot of episodes that I would say are more jam-packed than that. But this is a great episode and it's 25 minutes long. So I have every episode is great that I do, because I do it, which means I think it's great, or otherwise I wouldn't post it. It took me so long, guys. So you think that I would know what I'm pasting on the video when I'm finally able to put text to screen from my gallery. I was putting text to screen before I shared this video to YouTube. So finally I was able to do it. Well, it's been sitting on YouTube for a day because I decided to put it on YouTube instead. So I alerted people from Instagram and TikTok to it. That doesn't say much at all because I'm so shadow banned. So that doesn't really say anything. I have to work extra hard because I'm so shadow banned. This work, these videos that I do are work. They are work. And when nobody sees it, it's more work. It really is. And at the end of the day, when you really put it together. So anyway, let me give a tiny bit of context. It's so weird. There's this comment that I made, and I did like maybe a couple or 3 days ago, to someone who was criticizing me. And it doesn't make sense that that would have ever been copied in my clipboard. And it's one of the boldest statements that I've made this month. And I said, and it's the first time I've ever said it. I know it because I've actually been planning on saying this in a video, believe it or not. So this is the first time I've ever said this, that I remember myself ever saying this on TikTok. And I said in a comment, I said, my Patreon followers stick around because I bring the receipts. And that they don't fall off. They stick around. That's what I said. And the truth is my Patreon membership it keeps staying in the same range. It's not like everybody's revoking their membership because they're getting their value and more. If you ask me, the $5 tier for sure. And so the crazy topper to this is that I get on YouTube today. Thank God I started my day this way. Crossing my T's and dotting my I's in this specific area. Praise the Lord, because I don't start my day on YouTube. That's not how I start my days. I don't go check YouTube videos. In fact, I don't get on YouTube hardly at all. I don't have that much time for YouTube. That's something I have to squeeze in. So I go and look, and the pasted thing that's on my video that I spent so long just to be able to paste this to the video is a completely different thing that I promise that I put on there. You know what? I'm not going to promise because I'm not 100% sure. Maybe the last thing in my clipboard was that comment, but it doesn't make any sense. And I've seen too many things, too many crazy things that have happened to me censorship-wise. If you've ever heard people talk about being gang stalked on this app and the weird things that happen to them with their pictures and the stuff in their gallery, I've had some weird things happen to things in my gallery. I've had some outlandish things happen to me. I do not believe I pasted what was on that screen. So after going through so much trouble, I put it in the comment section of a TikTok video here because I made the announcement here that there's going to be an intro, a 6-minute long intro. It's actually 6 minutes and 30 seconds long. And after going through all of that trouble, I just deleted that YouTube video because the wrong text is on the screen. I've got to go and redo this thing all over again. And I'm going to tell you the truth on what I believe. I do not believe I pasted that on my video. I do not believe I did. And I have heard nobody talk about spagyric tinctures And that's not to say that nobody has. It's just that because I can't keep up with everything that's going on in the world of whatever is being shown on social media and everything. I don't have I don't know. So maybe I missed it, but I've heard nobody talk about this, and I know what realm this is in. I know that it fits the category of something that would be messed with on a certain level. So I'm annoyed. I didn't want to make another long video. This is, for me, I need therapy for these things. I don't have somebody to really bounce off of with this. And these things are, when you know what's happening, and it's like you want somebody to experience it with you because it's just crazy. I went and looked at my clipboard and I didn't see that in my clipboard because this video was uploaded yesterday and it should still be in my clipboard, and it just does not make sense. It is the worst thing. The crazy thing is that I was in this specific place when I had posted that comment whenever I did, and I thought somebody could bring this back around to put it in a negative light or something. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that comment, but I know how people get wrong perceptions, or they twist things in their mind, and how demons speak and all these things. And for me to think twice about that comment and then it just pop up in a video randomly that I'm finding on my YouTube video is just nuts. Just had the biggest breakdown and just had a bunch of tears. I just deleted that video. It was just going too long. But the crazy thing about what happened, so I had to send the video to my mom. I needed somebody to go through this with me. I woke up knowing that I had to stay on top of this day and write a list, and I haven't even had coffee yet. It's 2 p.m. The crazy thing is, because I had just advertised that YouTube video on 2 Instagrams and my Facebook, because nobody knows all the little things that I have to do in a day and all the details to stay on top of, and how long the list is of details. So if I don't do something 3 ways right then and there, it's going to get lost. And I didn't make that long trailer for nobody to see it. I have snot here now. I didn't make that trailer and spend hours trying to get the trailer up, and the reason it took so long was to get text on the screen, a specific text. And the crazy thing is that now that the text was replaced, because I don't believe that I did that, because that text was replaced, I do not believe that I did that. Watch the video that comes with this if you want. It's a long one. It's my journal. It's my day, and it's how I stay sane and how I can keep it moving and stay sane. I don't even remember what the text was anymore. So I spent all that time trying to get this text on the screen. It was replaced, and now I don't even remember what the original one was. And I thought that was off my list. Once again, I haven't even made coffee. But then the extra thing is, because I advertised this and then I went to YouTube and then had to delete it, whatever I was advertised, if people go, there's now nothing there. I advertised a thumbnail, a screenshot of that video at the top of my YouTube. So now, this is what I have to do now. I have to do this thing that took me so long, just to get a 6.5 minute trailer of my latest Patreon episode, because I wanted to get that to the public. And what good is that if nobody sees it? I went there and 2 people saw it, so that's why I advertised it. And then I go, thank God I did. Thank God I did. I go and look at the video that I just advertised, and it's fucked up. And I'm having this, I said the F-bomb because I just had the most enormous breakdown. Because of everything, because of all the pressure, I just had the biggest breakdown, and I'm glad I didn't hyperventilate. So now I have to do this right now. And I'm just trying to go out. I just felt so much pressure because of all these things, because I have to have this order out by Monday. And I've been doing all the things I need to do, even the videos, even the video I just did, all these things. These are things that I need to do, whether it's to release it, whether it's to organize, whether it's to da-da-da. It's all things that I need to do when I do them. And half of these things are on my break time. There's just my time to breathe for a second. Just breathe for a second, for a moment. To keep it all together, to stay sane with all the things. To be able to keep my head in a place where it's not freaking out, so I can focus better. All these things are necessary. I'm saying that because what I posted about what I found that is a missing it's not a missing, but it's a key extra piece to my episode. I had to say that when I said that when I found it. That was necessary. But now this thing I have to do now. Like, I have to add this to my day now. And that was just the thing that caused me to have the biggest breakdown. So I'm going to make my coffee. I wanted to share something cutesy this morning. That didn't happen, did it? 2 long-winded videos. Alright, so breakdown's over. I have 2 videos in my drafts, so I can't post anything to my drafts. So here it is, right here. I've been wanting to share this with you guys since yesterday. This is another really great way to do coffee. I accidentally put the sugar in this cup, so I'm going to swish it around and put it in this cup. There's obviously so many great ways to do coffee, right? But this is another one. I wanted to share this with you guys because I wasn't sure how well this was going to work. But I accidentally put sugar in this cup, so I just dissolved it, put it back in the cup. Now, I got this in a kind of sort of emergency situation. I'm not really working with this anymore. Well, I guess I kind of have to because I don't want to waste it, but I'm not just working with this. I'm also working with these vanilla beans that I have cut. And that's how I do my vanilla syrup. Fresh vanilla beans plus the extract and all that stuff in the syrup. It's amazing. Plus the other stuff, and there's some recent videos on that. But I was afraid that if I was to add this directly to it, that there would be too much alcohol flavor. But, you know, the coffee's hot. I meant to add it at this stage right here. So let me add it at this stage right here while it's hot. Now, this right here may not look like a lot, but this is a lot. And because this isn't a full-on extract, it's not as alcohol-y. Now, I prefer my syrup a lot more than this. But this is great. This is great if I don't have my vanilla syrup. Now, if I don't have my hazelnut syrup and I want my hazelnut syrup, honey, I am making that syrup, okay? So this is incorporated. I'm going to swish it around. Swish, 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 swish. You do not need, if you don't have a fancy machine, you don't need one. I'm going to add a little more heat to that. My normal of what goes in the products is the pure cane sugar and the coconut sugar. Now, this is fresh crushed Ceylon cinnamon. A tiny bit in here. This is going to be the cold foam, but this is to dissolve. This is my fun time. This is what I do for fun. I don't go out. I barely go out. This is it. I know someone one time was like, oh, you're making too many videos instead of getting to my order. And it's like, you know, I deserve to have breaks and have fun too. I deserve to release thoughts and ideas that I'm just brimming with. I deserve to share creativity if I want to on the most tiniest break time when I wake up and go to sleep working. When it's very rare that I wash my face. This is one of my fun goals, so here we are, and everybody needs it. Everybody needs a little fun, everybody needs a little rest, everybody needs a little release. So, you're going to do the 45-degree angle. Now, the battery's on here. I think this thing could go faster, actually, but I'm going to do the 45, 45, 45. I'm going to take it down. Now, I was the cappuccino master. Being in fine dining the way I was, I loved making cappuccinos. This is not a cappuccino machine. One of the treats that I was able to do for myself yesterday that I kept forgetting to do was make living water ice cubes. So this is clean living water. No fluoride, no chlorine, no none of that crap. And I've been planning on getting these molds in my website for over a month. But they're coming. Really great deal. But so this is my living water, my minerals, my structured water, H3O2, water in the 4th phase, ice cubes. So now we're going to pour in this coffee that was roasted about, I would say maybe a couple weeks ago at this point. Really, really great from Ethiopia. Organic, of course. Sugar's already melted in there. Now, if I had my syrup, the syrup would go all the way around. The thing I love about my syrups is they're kind of a mix between a syrup and a sauce, like a caramel sauce and a syrup. They're not as thin as syrups are supposed to be as a syrup. They're a little thicker as a sauce, so that's what I would normally do, but I don't have that right now. So we're going to put in this foam here. Cinnamon's already in the foam, so. And here is the vanilla, cinnamon, cold foam iced coffee. Now I've got to go do what my last 2 videos were about, which is annoying, but there's a pistachio recipe coming soon. And there's a great grocery haul video, the latest one at Casandra captioned TikTok. Alright, so can't take up my screen time just yet recording this video. That has to be re-recorded. Gotta say this really quick, and it goes with this comment on this video, to the video that it takes it. It all boils down to frequency, and I just had this thought, and one of those thoughts that will just go away into the Netherlands if it's not released. This is the truth. It all comes down to frequency, and there's a lot, and what am I talking about here? I'm talking about a lot of things that are connected. I'm talking about synthetic supplements. I'm talking about, those are the same things as synthetic vitamins. If there's synthetic vitamins in the supplement, the whole supplement is synthetic. I'm talking about also the synthetic D blanks, the synthetic blanks, okay? Big Parmesan, okay? I'm talking about what they have been. It's not what they're just now, what they have been for a long time. Pre-CO. Been putting in the food, been putting in the water, okay? Been putting in all the baby stuff, been putting in lots of things. The thing that I talk about, that my Spotify podcast is about, the thing that's about. If you want to know what that's about, there's 2 complimentary episodes. My Spotify is Casandra Captioned. It's the same name as my other TikTok. Casandra Captioned. It's all connected to this. It's all about frequency. There is an extra reason that I don't know if anybody has heard on why the Bible tells us to pray over our food. But here's the extra thing. In the New Age circles, they're very familiar with frequency. They know a lot about frequency. Unfortunately, a lot of it's regulated to universe and frequency, but really it all goes back to Jesus. And I show that in episode 1. I'm afraid to say the title again, but go back to this video, and I'm saying it in the video that this comment goes. It has to do with the things that make up your cells. And it has to do with what our media and everybody has told us to focus on, which is a thing that starts with an S. Okay, it's a certain protein. I covered this in my podcast. I'm so glad they haven't taken that episode down. It's specifically on the reverse telomerase transcriptase episode that they unpublished, which I meant to back up that episode and I have not, and I'm still a little nervous, and it's something that's been on my list. We can only do so many things in a day. So I haven't been able to do it yet. It's been quite some time and I haven't been able to do it yet, and it's needs to be done. I want to actually give that to the Healing Warrior tier. I want to give that to you guys. I want to give you guys that episode. That's on my list. I need to physically put it on there though. I moved from the one list, and then I put things to the physical list, and then I moved them up on the list. The list is so long, but it's all connected to this and all these things. It all goes back to frequency, and that sounds like, oh, that's so general, but let me tell you what, in my Patreon, in these episodes, it's not general. I'm going to show you what I mean. There's a lot of great things shared on here on frequency, and I'll tell you, this will complement it or beat it, because some of it is leading people to New Age, and that's unfortunate, because the rest that I want to tell you is in these episodes, and that's the best I can do without making this another long-winded video. This is probably number 4 of today, when I wanted to make short one, but had to say this truth that came to me, that this frequency is talked about a lot in the New Age circles, and I'm just remembering that because I don't watch the New Age stuff anymore, because I've already been there. I've been there, done that. I've had my New Age experiences in life, and it brought me back to Jesus. I understood the counterfeit. I understood why it was so counterfeit. I understood what it was trying to cover up, the glory of the gospel. But I want to show you guys something really cool, and it starts with the Blank Hoax series part 1. That starts off in the $5 tier, but the rest of it has been finishing in the Healing Warrior tier. That is up to you guys, but yeah. Can't take up